The next thing you want to do once you've gotten very familiar with this pattern and can move it anywhere over the neck pretty easily, we want to start adding what I call nuances to it. You want to learn vibrato, how to make a note not just sound... That's kind of boring. You might want to learn to add a little vibrato to it, which would be... All you're going to do with that is whatever note you're fretting with, you want to add probably either your middle finger or your first finger in front of it so you have a little bit more stability on the note, so you'll hold it with two. There's basically what I call two-note vibrato, or two-finger vibrato, or three-finger vibrato with just two. Got the two right here, and I'm on the 8th fret of the B string. I would just be like... Starting off slow, you just go, and so that's kind of subtle. Now with your first finger on a lot of the notes, you don't need any support with it because this is a little bit stronger finger. So what I would practice is doing it with all the notes. Get it to where you're not so much, it sounds like you're trying to make a vibrato, where it just becomes natural, almost like if you hear a singer and they add a touch of vibrato to their voice. Make it to where it's just a little bit more natural. It's like... So, and of course then you have what I call the blues vibrato, which is very... a little bit faster. Now to help with this, I am literally putting a lot of the force right on the inside of my hand, on the back of the neck. So I've got a really good grip on it. So when I do it, I'm literally pulling down and against the neck, so I don't lose my place and I don't really have to look at it. It gives me a lot of good leverage on it for my first finger. Now, if I'm using more than one finger, like here, I'd be like... You can do it with just one finger. But we have the 3 there. You can do bends. It's kind of hard to bend up. Well, you have 3 there, you go... Or you can go... So just a couple of techniques there. The other thing we want to be able to do is add in maybe some hammer-ons and pull-offs in the midst of our soloing. So if we're just using the 5 notes here, for example, here's me picking going down the scale in an A minor. It's got a certain tone to it and it sounds pretty good. But when you add in some hammer-ons and pull-offs, we can get some sounds that sound like this. Which means I'm not actually picking every single note with this hand. Instead of picking every single note, I'm going to pick about every other note and let my fingers do a little bit more of the work and be like... Get really fast at it and you can get some really, really nice sound to it, like... So then when I first learned this, I'm like, wow, okay, great, it's a pentatonic minor. I can play in it, it's got some neat stuff, but I'm like, all the really cool songs and solos that I'm hearing on the radio, they've got to be doing a lot more than just what these 5 notes are. But once you learn all the techniques with it, you'll be surprised how much you can actually get out of this. I'll just play a couple of licks that are just using that pentatonic minor that you might recognize from some songs. For example, the very end of this Stairway to Heaven solo is just simply... One of my favorites all time, and this would be an E minor right here, is I'm going to pick it first and then do it with pull off so you can actually hear the speed of it, but it's so basically I'm just picking 12th and 15th frets, and I'm going 12, 15, 12, and then picking the 14th on the G string and then going right back to it. So it's with a little playing, a little creativity, you can come up with lots of really very tasteful solos, but also you can get a lot of good speed in it too. So. Another technique took me a little while to learn, and I was very excited when I did. My first guitar was similar to this. I had 2 humbucking pickups, and I had it to where you could throw it on the bridge pickup, which gave you a real kind of what I consider more of a rock sound. It was very had a lot more of a bite to it. Gave you this. And if you flip to the front pickup, it had a lot more a darker, rich sound more like this. I have to turn the volume up. Now, when I first started playing, I did not think there was really any need for this tone unless I was playing in a clean setting with no distortion. And after about a year of working on solos, I discovered that a lot of the really clean, pretty solos that I heard was literally in the front or the neck pickup.